chapter 13, verse 19 to 26. 19. For in those days there will be tribulation, such as has not been seen since the beginning of the creation which God created until this time, nor ever shall be. Verse 20. And unless the Lord has shortened those days, no flesh would be saved. But for the elect's sake, whom he chose, he will shorten the days. Then if anyone say to you, look, here is the Christ, or look, he is there, do not believe it. For false Christs and false prophets will rise and show signs and wonders to deceive, if possible, even the elect. But take heed, see, I have told you all this beforehand. Verse 24. But in those days, after that tribulation, he said, after that tribulation, the sun will be darkened, and the moon will not give light. The stars of heaven will fall, and the powers of the heavens will be shaken. Verse 26. Then they will see the Son of Man coming in the clouds with great power and glory. And then he will send his angels and gather together his elect from the four winds, from the farthest part of the earth to the farthest part of heaven.
So, what is the summary of it?
The summary of it is that says those people who are saying pre-rapture, they think that we will escape the tribulation. Here it tells you the tribulation, the things that will happen. It will happen in the tribulation. Or see, when you see all those things, the Son of Man has not come yet. Or see, then after this, that's when you will see the heavens will darken. When the bowls of God now begins, that Mikacho said, when the seals were opened, the seven seals, so the seven seals, was like the predicting the end time. But then after the seven seals has been opened, then the bowl of God is the wrath of God. During the wrath of God, that's when his children will not taste his wrath. Because how can a father now show his wrath to his own children? And here it tells you when the sun will not give light, when the moon will fall, and that's when the Son of God. And that was what I told you, that it will be in the middle of it, after the seven seals have gone, when the first bowl is poured. The first bowl is the wrath. Those bowls, the seven bowls, it will pour on the earth. Those are the wrath of God. That's when the children of God will be taken. And this mark makes it so clear.
So the children of God will go through some level of tribulation.
We'll go
We'll go through
through the tribulation.
the tribulation.
Which is the seventh seal. Because the tribulation is the seventh seal of when the seventh seal, like the first seal is the white horse, and when all the way to the seventh seal. When the seventh seal is happening, the seventh seal is when the heavens and the stars and the wind will be falling, and that's when the wrath of God will now know. The wrath of God, when you read the Revelation, it will begin with the first bowl, which is the bowl when God will pour his wrath, and during that time, that's when the Son of God will come and take the church.
So you believe in the mid-rapture.
Yeah, the mid-rapture.
So when do the children caught up to be in heaven?
And that's what you see clearly.
You continue, just read it.
No, let me read it again.
Yeah.
He said, but in those days, after the tribulation. And then every single time they talk about the tribulation, it's the seven seals.
And the seals is the white horse,
the black horse,
the red horse, and the gray horse.
The seven of them is seven. It goes all the way to chapter 7 of Revelation.
No, the horses were just 4.
Yeah, but after that, there's still 3 more seals to be opened.
Okay.
So those 3 more seals will happen. And then after that, he say, but in those days, after the tribulation, the sun will be darkened. And when you read Revelation, it is verse 8. That's when it talk about the sun being darkened, the mountains being removed, the stars falling. And that's when the Son of God will appear.
Okay.
So here, it says, but in those days, after the tribulation, the sun will be darkened, and the moon will not give light. The stars of heaven will fall, and the powers in heavens will be shaken. Then they will see the Son of Man coming in the clouds with great power and glory. And then he will send his angels and gather together his elect from the 4 winds, from the farthest part of the earth to the farthest part of heaven.
So that's when all those who have died before the tribulation,
and those who died during the tribulation
will be caught up.
All of us will be caught up.
Those who died first
and those who are still alive
will be caught up in heaven.
Yes.
And then after that, those who are left behind.
Then after that, that's when the wrath of God
will come.
The 7 bowls
will come upon those who are left behind.
Yes. And then those, the 2 witnesses, the 2 olive trees, they will come. Those are, during that time is the wrath of God.
Okay.
So the children of God will be taken by then. What did I say?
Yeah, so after the rapture, those who are left behind, they have to now
face the
wrath. And they have to, if they want to be saved,
they have to now pay.
They pay the price.
They'll pay hard. But even during that tribulation time, it's because God is showing us mercy. Because here it says that if the time is not shortened, no flesh can be saved. But the tribulation the church will go through it. So anybody that tells you is praying or lie to you, he's lying to you. Because it's clear. Matthew say Mark the is so clear. Say he has divided it and make it so plain to you.
So it is better for a believer to rather prepare
themselves, yes.
To go through, because with this COVID and stuff, we are all going through it.
To go through the 7th seal. The 7th seal, every Christian must master it. Anybody that will tell you, say, Revelation, the church should focus on up to chapter 3. No, you should focus up to chapter 7, because those are the things, chapter 8, chapter 9, chapter 10, the church will now be there. Chapter 12, that's when the church will be returning back. But for chapter 6, chapter 7, the church will go through it.
Because right now we are going through the COVID with believers and unbelievers are going through the COVID and the hardship and everything. I'm saying that even right now that we are experiencing some level of tribulation on this earth, everybody, we are all being fired. And
wasn't Christians going to be fired? If you're a Christian and you say you're not going to take the vaccine, can you travel?
Amen. So this is a good Bible studies.